everybody. Welcome to the Fabulous Empty Nest with me, your host, Angie. It is Monday. Yay! So Monday, we typically do our crochet and chat, and we just look at some of the projects that I've been working on and just kind of hang out. I had a super productive weekend, and I'm really excited to show you one of my projects that I just finished, and then talk about a couple of things that I'm starting. But I think we just got back from the movies. We went and saw kind of a scary movie, and it was actually kind of fun, but it had me a little rattled. So I'm trying to relax a little bit after seeing that movie. But we've had a super relaxing weekend, which is always really nice, and I got a lot of crocheting done. I also found a couple of really good, some new YouTube channels. I feel like my taste is changing a little bit. Of course, I still love all of my crochet channels, but I'm also finding some channels where people are just talking more about how they're learning to kind of claim their space, what it feels like to turn 60, slower living, those kinds of things. And so there's part of that resonates with me, and then there's part of it that's like, heck no, I'm still going, but maybe I shouldn't be. So I don't know. I'm still exploring all of that. I just am wanting to try to make space to be able to do more of my crafting. And so that means eliminating some things off my plate and saying no more often. And so that's been kind of what my Wellness Wednesday's been about, is my journey to saying no, to slowing down a little bit, to doing more of what I love rather than more of what I think I have to do. And that's been a big challenge for me because I tend to be so type A, and I'm learning that like everything doesn't need to be done by me, and that I'm in the time of my life where I get to do things that I want to do. And me and my friend kind of have this funny little phrase where we say, for fun and for free. And if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And so that's not necessarily always the truth, but it is kind of a philosophy I try to live by. So anyway, some of the things that I wanted to share with you today, I have gotten a lot done. At least it feels like I've gotten a lot done. One of the things I've been kind of, should I or shouldn't I, is should I participate in some Valentine's Day stuff? I don't know. I don't make a lot of plushies and stuff like that. And I'm not like big on like making accessories and stuff like that. It's just not my thing. And so I was like, but that's what kind of most of the Valentine's Day things are. However, I did watch a cute video today by Paws and Whiskers, and I always enjoy her stuff. And she showed 5 fun little things that she made for Valentine's Day. So what it did was, again, I don't do a lot of the amigurumi and plushies, but what it did was kind of spark me to just do something. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'm going to make a sweater for each of those big holidays, like Valentine's Day. So there's Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, and so forth. So I did do that. I started a sweater, and it's actually really cute. Whoops. I just went and pulled some of my stash yarn because, again, I'm still working on getting rid of a bunch of my stash yarn. So I had a couple skeins of the Loops and Threads Impeccable, and then I had a big skein of the Loops and Threads, just plain acrylic yarn that they have. And then I had one of white too. And so, but this is going to be the sweater. It's not completely, of course, it's not together yet. I'm still working on seaming up the sleeves And this one I still have to put the sleeve on the back here. And then here's the back. So it's pretty cute, I have to say. Not sure what I'm going to do like with it, how I'm going to spruce it up once I get everything put together, but thought it was kind of fun. It's definitely Valentine's Day. So that I did this today. And then yesterday, I got a mess in here. Yesterday I did something really fun. I've been wanting to make one of these Granny Square Tunics forever. And I got this beautiful yarn that's called Japanese Fields. It's by Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, and I love this yarn so much. It is so gorgeous. And I just started making these big granny squares. And then I was gonna make just the regular granny square sweater, you know, where it's just the big square in the middle and then the squares on the arms. And then I was like, I had it all seamed together, but I had it put together wrong. And I was like, I had like this total epiphany, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is one of those sweaters. It's just basically, you're just changing the direction of the squares, and it turned out to be this instead of your regular granny square sweater. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'll show you. And I'm really pleased with it. There's nothing about it that I would change. Well, that's not true. Maybe if I make another one, and I will, I might use a bigger hook so it's a little more loose, has a little more ease to it. But after I steamed it, it's like really nice. So I am thrilled with that dress, and I'm going to put it in my store. So I have several things now. I've just been kind of trying to get everything finished, because I have probably 20 things that could go in my store, big items, but they're not finished. I still need to cut strings off of them, those kinds of things. I mean, they're finished, but they need those finishing touches. And so I'm hoping that by the end of next week, I will have everything finished. I will have photographs, and I will start loading up my Shopify store and actually be able to open that by the following week is my goal. We'll see. Because this, I mean, I keep showing you this, but like, this is such a great sweater. Somebody's going to love this, but I got to figure out what to do with it. And that's part of my problem, is I get things like 99.5% finished, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. And so I just need to spend some time, you know, with each item, cleaning them up, getting them prepared to go into my store. And then once I take the photographs and put them into the store and upload them, then put them into a container where they stay safe and clean. And just, that'll be like my stash for when I'm selling things. I'm also trying to think of like some smaller things that I can put in my store. I know I still have a ton of hats and hat and scarf sets, cowls, arm warmers. I've been working on the socks. So this is a pair of socks that I'm getting ready to go to town on. I think this is such a pretty color. And so I have several pairs of socks that I can put in there. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to figure out like what my path is, what I really want to focus and put my time into. Definitely want to have things in my Shopify store. I don't know that I'm going to do in my vlog. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of like the challenges. Oh, how many green things can I crochet? How many skeins of yarn? Like, I don't know that I'm going to do all those kinds of things, because I just feel that those areas are really saturated. So I'm still trying to figure out like where I need to be. Where does the fabulous empty nest need to be? What is my shtick? What is my path? So yeah, I'm just still trying to figure that out. I like what I've been doing, so yeah, I'm just going to kind of roll with that. My sweater, so my sweater that I'm making, let's see, the mandala Granny Square sweater, I guess that's what it's called. Still working on that. I think I've shared, these are my squares. I really like these. They're so beautiful. Trying to just get those going. I mean, I'm so close to being finished. I feel like I need to, you know, finish them. And then this is something that I worked on also. So I did a little painting, which I don't know if you all knew that I did that, but I also did this on the side. Those are paintings I did back there. So yes, I like to paint and draw as well. These are some little arm warmers that I made. I've got a pair of socks out of this color. And then I've got 2 sweaters made out of this that are ready to go into the shop. So I feel like I'm making progress. I was going to do a tutorial on the Solomon's knot and just didn't quite get to that yet. So I think I'm just going to do that as a one-off. And so I may just work on that tomorrow and just post it on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. I'm just going to have some fun with it and not like be so rigid on my timeline, because I think that's makes it not fun. So I know after I did my my Pinterest pattern roundup, or things I want to make roundup, I definitely want to start working on that little granny square skirt. And I've already picked out my colors. So once I finish the socks, I may start on that little granny square skirt, because that is going to be so cute and somebody will wear that for sure. So I'm going to definitely get working on that. And what else was there? Oh, I have another wrap sweater that I want to make. And I think I'm going to make it out of Red Heart Granny Square yarn, because I've seen a few people making things out of the Red Heart Granny Square yarn, and it actually comes out really beautiful. And I bought a bunch of it because I thought it would be fun to make granny squares out of, and it's a nightmare. I am not one of those that can use that yarn. I'm just not one of those people. So I'm okay with that. I probably paid too much for the yarn, but it is what it is. I'm just not going to torture myself like that. It's not worth it to me. I would rather just change colors. I'd rather cut it and change colors. So I'm going to let that be used by something else. So that's probably the next 2 projects I'm going to work on are the granny stitch or granny square skirt, and a granny square wrap top, because this was supposed to be a wrap top and then I changed my mind at the last minute. So I still need to make a wrap top. So I think that's about it for today. I don't really think I have a lot of other things to share. So it's kind of a short video today, but just keep your eyes open for that Solomon's knot tutorial. I'm going to make a shawl with that stitch, and it is very beautiful when it's finished and all trimmed and everything. So I look forward to doing that. But anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. I know I did. It was much needed. I finally was getting some relief from this tooth, which they're finally going to take care of on Monday. Hallelujah. I've been in a lot of pain, and it just makes things 10 times harder when you're in pain. So I'll be glad when that is done and over with. And then the hubs has his surgery on Thursday. So I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do a Friday video. I probably will, but I'll probably just record it ahead of time because I want to stay on track. So take care, my friends. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.